Hi besties, welcome back to the channel. And guys, compliment of the season and happy new year in advance. So on today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how I made this overlap ruched dress. So it has a back waistline, and as you can see, the shoulder is equally ruched, so you can ruch the shoulders. So if you want to know how I achieved this using 3.5 years of an Ankara fabric, do not skip any part of this video, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and on your post notification button so you'll be notified every single time I post a new video. So this is the fabric I've cut out for the upper part, and I have two for both the front and the back. Now after that, the next thing is I'll measure my shoulder measurement, which is 7.5, and from that 7.5 I'll measure the length of my sleeve, and for the length I'm using 13 inches. So I have 13 inches all the way down to the full length of the top I have here. Now I'll be marking out 1 inch. So remember that the sleeve has a rope, so for that rope I'll be marking out 1 inch for the ruched part. So this is the allowance we'll be using to add our rope for the shoulder. So mark out 1 inch or 1.5 depending on how much allowance you want for the shoulder. Now after marking it out, from that new line we have here, I'll mark out the length of my upper part. So remember, this top was gathered from the underbust. So from that 1 inch I'll be marking 14 inches. So my underbust is 13 inches. I added 1 inch extra allowance to that, making it 14. That is what I'm marking out, because I'll be using half an inch to join it to the lower part. So after marking out my underbust, on that 1 inch line I'll mark 3 inches for my neck width and 1 inch for the depth for the back neckline, and I'll connect the two of them together. After that, from that 1 inch again, I'll come down 10 inches for my armhole opening. So for my armhole I'm using 10 inches. Now on that underbust line I will come in by 1.5 inches, then I'll curve it out. So this is where our armhole will sit. So this is it. So this is how easy it is to draft the upper part, and we're basically done with this. So all we have to do is just to cut out this. So guys, if you have watched up to this point and you have any questions, just drop your questions on the comment section and I'll respond to each of them. So now this is what we have. I'm going to reconnect my neckline. So I want it to be a big neckline, so I'll connect from the neck depth to the down to the under bust. So I want it to be a V neckline for both the front and the back piece. So I connected from the neck depth all the way down to the under bust, and this is what I have for both the front and the back. So the two of them will have the same neckline. So now take it to the machine. I'll close that 1 inch that we added for the ruched. So I'll close it for both the front and back piece and bring it back to show you what I have. So after closing it, this is what you have, and I have two rope for the shoulders. So what I'll do is I'll place it in this way, then the allowance we added I'll be folding in the edges this way. So you know how we do our ruche now, you fold the edges and create the channel for it, but I'll just put my rope inside and I'll tuck in the rough edges on both sides, then I will stitch it down. So whatever I'm doing for the back, I'll do the same for the back, for the front, and bring it back to show you. So here I have done that. So if you ruche it, this is what it's going to look like. If you want it to be long, you leave it long. If you want to shorten it, then you can ruche it. Now the next thing is I'll go close the neckline. I'll use a bias to turn the neckline for both the front and the back piece, and I'll bring it back to show you what I have. Now let's draft out our skirt. So I'm using a pattern. So I marked up my starting line. So from my waist to my hip is 9 inches. So that is what I'm marking out here. I'm going to roll that out. So after that, on the waistline, on my hip line, I'll divide my round hip by 4, which is 40 divided by 4 give you 10. Then I'll come to the waistline. My waist divided by 4 is 28. So if you divide it by 4, it will give you 7. So I connected from the waist to the hip line this way. So for this skirt part, you can make it a back, so you can make it a normal skirt, but I want mine to be asymmetric like this. Then after that, I added 1 inch sewing allowance to the side. Now for the asymmetric hem, now on the center, on the side, I will divide what I have on the lower part of the skirt. So I'll take it again. I took the center point of what I have on the lower part of my skirt. Now on the center part, I'll be going up by 2.5 inches. Just watch carefully what I'm doing. And on the side, I'll equally be going up by 2.5 inches. And if you look carefully, I'm doing it on the main body, not on the allowance. Now I'll connect from the 2.5 inches on the center point to the middle line we have on the skirt, and I will do the same from the side to meet the middle line. So like I said, your skirt can be straight or a box, but this is how asymmetric I want mine to be. That is what we have on the one we are trying to recreate. So this is what we have for the skirt. All I have to do now is just to cut it out. And guys, if you have watched up to this point and you have not subscribed to my channel or given me a thumbs up, why? What are you waiting for? Guys, please hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up on this video. So this is what I have. I'll be using this to cut out on the fabric. So for the top, this is it. I'm done hemming the neckline for both the front and the back. So the next thing is I'll place the two fronts together this way. So the front is going to overlap a little bit. So you overlap the front, then you pin it down. So just watch carefully what I'm doing. Like, this tutorial is easy and it's beginners friendly, but if you have any question you can ask me. So if I open it up now, this is how the front is going to look. You see now, this is what it looks like. So the next thing is I'm going to top stitch on it and bring it back to show you. So this is for my skirt. I've cut it out. I'm going to get the upper part of the top, the one we overlapped for the front. Now I'll run a gather stitch on it to gather it to the measurement I have on the skirt, and I'll sew it on it and bring it back to show you. So here I've sewn the front to the front piece of the skirt, and I've done the same for the two back pieces. So just gather it to the round measurements you have on the skirt. So after that, I'll place it around I'll place it right side to right side, and I'll be stitching with the 1 inch allowance we added on both sides. So I'll place it right side facing each other. I'll stitch it with the 1 inch allowance and I'll bring it back to show you. So after stitching it down, this is what I have. So this is what everything looks like. So the next thing now is to take the round measurements we have on the hem. This is where we'll be adding our gathers. So if you want yours to be longer and fuller like the one in the front, all you have to do is to use about 4 yards to 4.5 yards, because I used 3.5 yards for this tutorial. So I'm taking the measurement around the hem of my top. So after measuring mine, I got 40 inches. And to get the length of the fabric you're cutting, so you place your tape on the shoulder to the lower part this way. So whatever you have there, then you add it to the measurement you want for the full length of your gown. So for mine, I've already gathered mine. So I used 3.5 yards. Then I gathered it to the length of the measurement I have on the lower part, just like we just measured now. So all I have to do now is just to place it right side facing each other. I'll take it to the machine and I'll be stitching it down with 1/2 inch all around. After stitching, I'll close and I'll add my zipper allowance. I'll bring it back to show you what I have. So besties, after stitching it down, this is how beautiful this gown looks. So this is us coming to the end of this tutorial, and guys, I want to use this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for sticking with me the whole of 2024. You guys are the best besties anyone can ask of, and I pray that we do even greater heights in 2025. So thank you guys so much. I do not take your support for granted. So besties, this is us coming to the end of this tutorial. See you on my next video.